My mom and dad and two brothers didn't know what to do with me. They didn't know how to teach a deaf child. So my mom asked another deaf person, what should I do about his schooling? And he explained that he went to a deaf school. My mom asked where. She took down some notes and showed them to me and explained that they were deaf schools, and we went on some visits. So we drove over there to observe three different schools. The first one we went to, I didn't really like it. I felt that the deaf were really, everything was really poor. I was nervous to go in there. My mom really encouraged me to go, but the tuition was free. I didn't like it. The second one we saw was a little bit better, but still kind of felt clumsy about it, and I didn't really like it. The third one, wow, it was fancy. It was a nice school. It was an expensive tuition, but my mom said it was possible, so we went, and I really started to connect to everybody, and soon all of my mom's fear went away, and she was happy, and it was a good school for me. The teacher, we weren't allowed to sign at all. The teacher told us we could not sign at that school. We could only speak. There was a person signing to the side, an interpreter, and I would keep my focus would keep going over there, and it was hard. I didn't like it that I couldn't sign and that I could only talk. It was an oral school. It was difficult. So all of us preferred signing, it was hard. I preferred to sign. So it was hard to teach my body to not sign it and try to learn to speak. They would teach us words one at a time, and we would have to practice them and they would encourage us to use our voice, and they would teach us how, in front of a candle, how to speak the words and try to get our breath strong enough for the candle. We'd practice, all of us sitting in a circle. It was very hard. They would listen to us, and if we said the words wrong, we would have to practice again and again until we got them right. And they would encourage us to do that every day. We couldn't sign at all. Later, my family came to visit me, and they wanted to see everything that I had learned, and I had to explain that I haven't learned any sign. I can only talk in this school. They were really surprised. Reading, I could read still only a little bit. We would practice. They would encourage us to practice, to study words, and we'd have to learn each word. But it was still very hard. I only understood a tiny bit of the words, even as much as we practiced. I didn't understand a lot, but they would encourage us to keep reading. And then when I took high school English, man, that was hard. I was very, very confused because I only understood a little bit. If I'm reading a book or watching an interpreter through ASL, it's great. I can get it. I understand it. But trying to read each little word was hard for me. My mom wanted me to continue to go to school. When my deaf school was finished, we had to search for where to go. And I was in high school, and it was boring to sit and listen to the teacher. So I ended up copying everybody's notes because I was just bored trying to sit there and listen to the teacher. I didn't have an interpreter. I wasn't getting the message. So I ended up being bored. I wanted to quit school. I didn't want to keep going. So I did 1 year, and when it was finished, my mom wanted me to continue. I told her no. I'm quitting. I'm bored. I don't understand it. There's no interpreter. I can't really speak. I don't understand the speech. So I'm going to search for work. My mom was complaining. She really wanted me to learn some more and expand my mind, and she didn't want me to quit. She wanted so many things from me, but it was hard. Talking was hard for me. I wanted to go to work. That was my decision. So here, around the deaf schools around here, man, they've really taken off. Most people now got a lot further than I got, and so I've had to rely on my friends to teach me and help me and improve, and because I didn't go to school, and I'm too old to go back to school. I feel so far behind, so I've had my deaf friends help me, and it's been easier to learn that way.